Good morning, familia. We made it back to Makati. We got an early grab this morning. It was only a 7-minute wait. We came out so we can meet up with our buddy Mike Francis, who is here all the way from Indiana and brought us delicious cookies last night. We're gonna grab some breakfast and catch up. I want to hear his story and I want to share it with all of you. Tell me, you got your favorite wildflower breakfast?
It was great.
The only thing I ordered from Wildflower, the Wildflower breakfast, comes with potatoes, sausage, bacon, or steak, and eggs your way.
And that sausage is a homemade sausage, isn't it?
Yep.
I am trying something new here today.
The Filipino stuff.
It's the creme brulee oatmeal. I usually get the chia pudding, but I really wanted to try this oatmeal because I heard it's delicious. You're eating all the fiber I'm supposed to be eating right now.
I don't think I've ever had salad for breakfast, so this is definitely the first.
All right, we just finished our delicious breakfast at Wildflower. I have to say, this one here in Greenbelt is like amazing. They have like an army of people working in there. So service was great. Water was constantly refilled. Hi, Boo Boo. Rowan's getting his bloopers right now. And I think we're gonna sit down out here somewhere in Greenbelt because I want to ask Mike a few questions about his experience as a Phil-Am and the time that he's come back and forth here to the Philippines and what his plans are for his business. I'm hoping he will be bringing Salamat Cookies. We'll see him more often here in the Philippines, but let's find out. These two are over here on the edge of the pond.
I don't want that.
Come here, boys. Okay, so I am here with Mike Francis.
Hey.
From Salamat Cookies.
Salamat.
What it is.
What it is.
And I really just wanted to chat with you today because I love your story, but I love the concept with Salamat Cookies and how you're bringing the Filipino flavors to the U.S. and you just brought it here for the first time ever in Manila, and he's sold out.
Sold out, baby. Salamat,
out.
Manila. Thank y'all so much.
Yes.
Makati and Spectrum Fair was amazing.
So we got a little bit of drizzle, so we had to move locations,
And-
try to send the kids to get 5 drinks at Starbucks. This is life.
And we get a little bit of backlight now with the light up from
Try
the
to
front
be like
too.
thoughtful about the lighting. Okay, so tell me about what inspired you to bring those Filipino flavors to Indiana.
Well, in Indiana, it was really a COVID project, honestly.
Yeah.
It was me wanting to be that cool dad who comes up to like sports practice, like soccer practice, with cookies.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, Mr. Williams brought cookies. You know, that kind of dad.
Yeah.
And so if that was the whole goal of Salamat, which that was for me, then Salamat has achieved its goal because that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
But then it really started to become an opportunity to really celebrate Filipino culture, a culture that really wasn't celebrated much for me and many Filipinos in the Midwest, I mean, have not historically been celebrated. It's been more of like an assimilation, you know, you're not really talking about Filipino stuff outside of the house.
Yeah.
I think it's starting to allow people to feel celebrated in something that is as simple as a cookie and as nostalgic as a cookie.
Yeah. Crispy, but soft at the same time.
Yeah.
They're like gooey in the center.
But just really to be present for a moment of Filipino goodness.
I love that you used the word nostalgic because for those of you who might be watching this video for the first time or just learning about us, we actually met Mike back in 2022, I think, at the very beginning of 2022. At a pandan party.
Can I have a seat? I'm Mike.
So I'm half Filipino. My mom is from the Philippines, born and raised in the Philippines. Actually, we were able to trace our lineage through my mom's family back 8 generations.
That's cool.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Once you're able to trace that far back, it helps to inspire, like looking more into where I come from and how I got here. All these family members that had no idea that I would be here.
Yeah.
You know, 8 generations later, you know, I just want to thank them a lot, you know, because they did what they needed to do for me to be here today. And I'm just really proud to be here and represent Filipinos worldwide, really. Come on. Come on. If you're half, if you're a quarter, you're whole. Don't let anybody tell you you're not diminish your Filipino. Like, oh, you're only a quarter Filipino. If you're a quarter,
0.2% Filipino.
then you're
so
whole.
I identify
Let's
like the
go.
box.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start checking Filipino.
Check that box. Don't let anybody diminish your Filipino. Like, there's been enough of that historically, so
Yeah.
I'm just super proud, and I think a lot of folks, they're just looking for a reason to be proud
Yeah.
about it.
So yesterday
Swimming
you were in 2 countries at 3 different pop-ups.
Yeah.
So you were here in Manila.
Yep.
And
Long Beach Ube Fest,
Okay.
Pasco edition.
uh-huh.
And then we were at Commissary Barber and Barista in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Indiana.
But I'm just thankful that I have a really compassionate team. Our team is just so invested in our story and just seeing Salamat grow that they're super understanding, very hardworking team, and just
Yeah.
a very proud team that just really stands by their work. They work really hard in the kitchen to be able to go out and pop up with everybody and see the reaction of folks actually enjoying the cookies in real time.
Yeah.
It's like cooking Christmas dinner.
And nobody wants to eat it.
Yeah, it's just or the opposite, and they eat it and they're like, whoa, you just feel so fulfilled.
There's so much more that comes
Yeah.
from that. Yeah, I know that feeling because when I cook for them and they love what they eat, it makes me feel like that much better.
Yeah.
Or to hear from other people who are like, oh, I must try this because it sounds so good. So I get it. So future for Salamat, are you coming to the Philippines for good at some point in time, or do you want to bring the brand here? What is your thought process on that?
To that question specifically, I would love to bring Salamat Cookies,
Okay.
babalik sa Pilipinas, back to the Philippines.
Yeah.
Because it's inspired by the Philippines.
Yeah.
But just to have it here, I think it would just really make it a full circle thing. And the chance that it could create jobs here,
Yeah.
the chance that yeah, he got it.
So sorry.
Yeah.
He scared me.
Oh, all the drinks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, salamat.
Ooh.
Ano to? What is this?
This is a brown sugar iced shaken espresso with oat milk.
Oh my goodness, that's fancy.
So Brian gets a lot of flack because people say he's American, he's not Filipino. And they tell
I can
me
understand that.
They tell me that though because they say he doesn't have an accent when he talks. Having an accent is what makes you, that's what qualifies you to be part of your own culture. Like that, to me, that doesn't make any sense. So I get frustrated when people say he's not Filipino because I'm like, oh yeah, he definitely is. There's a lot of Filipino tendencies and behaviors that do come out. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell people about how you were picked on and bullied.
I think, but that's
Because you
part
were-
of
It's
why.
real.
He was-
It's so real.
He was fob. He had the haircut, it's a cool haircut now. It's like the
Yeah.
Korean style. Didn't speak very good English. People picked on him.
And
He
that
was locked in bathrooms in high school, so he had to assimilate.
I didn't have a choice though. I didn't have a choice but to blend in.
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't tell people I was Filipino.
You don't want any confrontation. Yeah, because
No.
you're.
But that's also the Filipino way. We don't
And that's
argue. We
oh,
don't
yeah.
start fights. We just.
You kind of
to
keep
yourself.
it in, and then it boils up, and then
I think I'm learning to be more Filipino than he is
Yeah,
now.
but-
Papili po isang caramel. And when I talk to people, sometimes I catch myself, just because I'm assimilating into this culture here now more. So I'm sort of losing a little bit of my, I guess, Americanness, and I'm picking up certain Filipino tendencies. So I went to a store the other day and they were all out of something, and I looked at the girl at the register and I was like, do you have this? And she was like, oh no ma'am. And I was like, voila. And she looked at me and she was like, yeah, voila. She was
Yeah.
surprised. Yeah.
And I've always been curious about the competition within Filipino communities. Just where it originates from, why Filipinos compete against Filipinos
Have that. Yeah.
for almost no reason, and
Yeah.
when competition is supposed to meant to be to elevate one another, right?
Interesting to me to understand that and hear it because, sometimes when we read through like those negative comments, I'm like, you try doing this. It's not
Yes.
as easy as it looks. And, I'm just trying to be honest and
It's
share my
character building.
personal opinion on
Yeah.
things. And sometimes it doesn't resonate with everybody, and that's okay.
I think if we have more opportunities to share, like within Salamat Cookies, and have other things to celebrate our culture. I think it'll have that next generation a little bit more excited about owning their Filipino-ness.
Yeah.
Is that Filipino-ness? Is that?
It's a new word.
Yeah, like they owning that.
Yeah.
As opposed to just letting it fade into obscurity.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Own your Pinoy.
Own your Pinoy, straight up. I think the biggest challenge that I've had with Salamat Cookies as a whole is the relationship that I have with imposter syndrome. You know, that it's a part of us in Indiana, Filipinos in Indiana, that had never really been celebrated. So to think that we're dropping and releasing Filipino-inspired cookies, and even sometimes I'll just be going around, people say, oh, you're not Filipino, you know, it's just a natural thing, almost like impressing that upon me.
Right.
That, oh, I'm not Filipino enough, or I'm not Filipino based on how they view it.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the biggest hurdles that I've had to overcome to know why I'm doing this, and it's just for the future generation of Filipinos and Filipino Americans and just Filipinos everywhere.
Yeah.
Just to keep pushing, because Salamat Cookies is something that celebrates that, and the DMs from people just saying like thank you for representing us, like even abroad. It's just so I'd say that has been the most challenging, aside from working with a Filipino mom. I love you, Mom. Back in 2017, my father passed away, and to see my mom lose the love of her life, she was really lost. And then Salamat came about in 2020 during the pandemic.
Yeah.
It was the thing that gave Mom purpose.
That's cool.
For the first time in over 3 years since Dad had passed away.
Yeah.
And so I think that's been the most rewarding, is just seeing Mom find her purpose, and
cool.
you know, and that was the start. And now Mom is like cranking now. She's about to get married again, right as soon as I get back home in January, which is crazy.
Exciting.
Oh gosh,
It
I'm
is,
so sorry.
but yeah, just seeing now that we get to continue to share Salamat and Filipino flavors with the world is just,
Sorry.
it's just an honor.
Distracted.
Really.
This is trying to be a parent right now.
Oh yeah.
They're standing on the edge of this pond, pretending to push each other. I don't want the guard to get mad because he has to rescue them.
You think the guard would actually jump in? He'd be like, I don't know if was this in my training?
Oi, I know. Oi, do you hear me? I say oi.
Oh, what it is. I'm on this side of the camera now, hanging out with these two lovelies.
So you're
And the
doing
shenanigans over here. Oh, yeah, living la vida Tagalog. Hey, and my name is Mike Francis with Salamat Cookies, and you already knew that because I was already over here. And the cool thing is now that I get to interview these two. A lot of folks like new to your guys' channel and new to experiencing what you guys are sharing with the world. Like, can you let the world know like where are you guys from, and like why are you even here in Manila right now?
I'm originally born and raised in Southern California, and I'd say Brian is from California too, but he was actually born here in the Philippines, and
Yeah.
he's from Pasay.
So I don't know where I'm born. Like, I think I'm from Parañaque. Maybe a hospital in Parañaque or hospital in Pasay. I don't know,
Starts
but
with a P.
starts with a P. But definitely born and raised here. But I moved to California in about mid '90s, and have been there ever since. Never came back, with the exception of one time, which was in December 2019.
So that trip, we had already traveled internationally, I think twice that year.
Twice
And
that year, yeah.
budget-wise, we were like struggling with going on that trip. We were having a big disagreement with each other on whether or not to come here, because he didn't want to spend that much money to travel, and it was the
To get over it's a lot.
It was, yeah. And it was the first opportunity for us to travel with almost the entire family. So all the aunts and uncles, titos, titas, everybody was coming. And I had told him, you don't know if we're ever going to get this opportunity ever again.
Really?
So just spend the money. Like, don't worry about it. Just spend the money. Let's go. Let's have fun. We'll figure it out. You know, I was telling you earlier, that's my thought process. We'll figure it out. He's more of a, I don't know, it's a great idea.
Traveling with kids too, like.
And we had them with us, yeah.
These heathens.
Yeah.
These heathens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the kind of energy we travel with and stuff. Yeah.
Kind of thinking back on that, that was the transformative trip. That's what made us decide that we were gonna move here, eventually. So it's kind of crazy when I think about it from that perspective. I'm like, we almost didn't do that.
And you're also in the heart of the Filipino hospitality, because Philippines is known to be a very warm and welcoming place.
Yeah.
How would you say the transition has been living in America and now planning yourself in a country that's over 8,000 miles away?
No, I think logistically it's hard because we don't have really anyone a sounding board for locals that has that perspective from, the Western perspective as well.
We didn't when
We didn't initially. Like, obviously the past 16 months we've been here, we've slowly met people that were like us that did the transition as well. But it's hard because we have to understand the customs, the mannerisms, social norms, which are much different from US.
And not just understand, but accept some of them.
Yes.
Which has, I think, been harder, is that accepting of certain things.
Do you have any examples?
So we have a healthy respect for personal space in the US.
Oh, yeah.
And that doesn't seem to exist here.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
It's so warm and
Yeah, we mentioned, and the viewers know, especially Kason has, anxiety attacks from being in crowded places.
I don't want to be here.
You don't want to be here.
Oh, it's too crowded.
Okay.
So that's something that we've kind of had to manage and kind of learn to deal with and stuff. So we'll purposely not go to some events or places because we already know it's just not good for Kason.
too much.
And then obviously for us, and then it transfers to us.
Right.
As parents, yeah, for sure. Because you feel it for your child,
You feel
I'm
it.
sure.
Yeah, I think the mannerisms, the respect, the level of respect here is so good and at such a different caliber that we're not used to, right? Everyone's a ma'am or a sir,
No, everyone's
right?
a ma'am, sir.
A ma'am, sir.
And not even in like restaurant settings or hotels. This is like everywhere,
Yeah.
right? And
The janitorial staff, the security guards, like everybody is just so warm and polite and welcoming. That's, it's that Filipino hospitality. Everybody says hello. That's something that you don't normally get in the U.S. Everyone's so I guess, self-consumed. It doesn't happen very often, at least in California. It wasn't a thing, The cashiers were not so nice to you. You didn't make their day because you didn't tip them or something. Here, tipping's not a normal thing, and everybody is just still so happy to service.
Uprooting and moving to a different country, especially as a couple. I mean, you guys have been married 17 years. That's so awesome. You guys have 2 kids. I'm sure in that space times can get tough because you're in a new environment. You're trying to adapt. Can you share something that you guys have overcome together as a team? Something that maybe even you thought like, man, I don't know if we're gonna overcome this, but you guys did, that maybe the viewers could connect with, because making this move is not easy.
One of the biggest fears I think that what we had was the unknown. Definitely the unknown. Because vacationing here is one thing, but actually living here, you have to now deal with things that you didn't have to when you were just vacationing on a holiday, right? And I'm talking about the simplest things like getting a SIM card, getting yourself on the internet, renting a condo, right? Paying utilities. What is that? Where do we go? I don't know where to pay utilities. Yeah, but I think, so to your question, I can't think of any like specific moments per se, because really just the biggest milestone really was moving, uprooting our families, and so having to just really rely on each other, but no one else. Because and most viewers know this, but if you didn't, we had a house there. We had our cars, we had our bikes, our pets. Both of our families were in the same area that we were at. So for us to literally sell everything, material possessions that we had, and walk away from that life to the unknown, I think just again the idea of it all is too big to even think about, let alone take the first step. And then for us to be here now 16 months, I don't want to say we're thriving, but yet, right? That's a key word, is yet. But we're certainly, we'll look back and this will be one of the best years of our lives. I mean, hopefully there's more, but this is definitely something to remember.
It was a year of learning.
Yeah.
You know, really a year of learning. I feel like this year was the year that we kind of figured a lot of things out, and I know there's still so much more to come.
Yeah, and so with challenges also comes a lot of triumphs, you know, and you guys here, I mean, even seeing your sons, I mean, when they're getting along, it seems like they're getting along quite well right now, not trying to push each other into the,
Off the
you
ledge.
know, they're over there behind
Actually.
yeah. So what are you guys most excited about in this new season?
As far as family aspect, I think, you know, I remind the boys is something that I tell them a lot is be a better version of yourself. We're not perfectionists by any means and stuff, and we're not the type of parents, you know, like, oh, you have to have straight A's, you know, which is fine, you know, to each their own. For some families, that's how they operate. But for us, man, give me B's. As long as you don't have C's or anything failing and stuff, I'm happy, right?
It's a school day right now, and we're not pushing them to go do schoolwork.
And then as far as us, like, you know, I obviously want to be a better husband, a partner, continue to do that because I'm terrible at that. I mean, you know, admittedly, it's no secret, you know. I could do so much more just to be better in that aspect of our lives, you know. We're talking about the whole dating your partner, you know. That's not something that we often get to do and stuff. I mean, really, I'm not gonna use the kids as a scapegoat, but it is something that's part of the logistics.
That's a challenge. You know,
Yeah.
that could be one of the challenges.
That
you know?
is. But another challenge Brian can do, and I'll throw this one at you. Try to remember my order, my typical order. If we go somewhere or if he's ordering food, he's like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "You know what I like," and then he'll order something, and it's totally not what I wanted.
You know, so
White chocolate mocha.
this is what she'll say. Is what she'll say is she'll tell me is surprise me, right? So I'll look at the menu. I'm like, what will surprise Christina?
You know what surprise me means? Remember my order.
I ordered pulpo, right, which is octopus, and she's like, "What is that octopus?" And I was like, "Yeah, he said surprise you, so surprise." And I missed a mark apparently, right, because that's not what she wanted. So
He took me very literally.
yeah. So anyways, okay, yeah.
I'm taking notes too physically. Okay, surprise me means
Yes.
remember my order.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So.
Make sure y'all remember that. Remember my order. What's something interesting about you two that maybe the world doesn't know about that you find would be fun to talk about? Or maybe spark conversations in other people?
Gosh, there's really nothing. I'm such a
Come on,
boring-
bro.
I'm such
You
a
got
boring
something.
person. No, I do enjoy photography. That's something that I, as a hobby, well, candid moments and stuff.
You're a good DJ.
I used to be a DJ in my, you know, before life, I suppose.
What's
used
a
to be a-
DJ always a
You used to
DJ?
be a
Come
bad
on.
boy.
I used to be a bad
You're a bad boy,
Bad
huh?
boy until the baby Kason arrived.
Bad
Well,
boy,
what does that
huh?
mean?
Can I go sit in the restaurants for a seat, please?
Yeah, sure.
Excuse me, we're filming a vlog here and you're just interrupting.
I happen to be part of this vlog.
Okay, yeah, as you were. Carry on. Carry on.
Gosh,
The screeching.
Wait, what is it? What do you mean, bad boy? Give that. Context.
He was a bad boy,
I
huh?
met Brian during the Fast and Furious era.
Oh,
And he used to
Paul
drive
Walker era?
A white lowered Eclipse,
Oh my
Just
Just like
goodness.
Paul Walker, Brian Spillner.
just like Paul Walker, just like Brian Spillner, yeah.
What's a new Tagalog word you've learned?
Ooh, I've learned a lot of new Tagalog words. Puede na.
Puede na.
And bahala na.
Hey guys, this has been the Living La Vida Tagalog vlog takeover. It's your boy Mike Francis with Salamat Cookies.
So we are just out here kind of walking through the Greenbelt area right now. It's kind of cool. I do remember when we were here a couple years ago how all these malls sort of connected, and I went like out for a walk on my own one day and just kind of wandered through and found myself basically all the way over by Rustan's, which is at the other end. So it's already busy. It's a Monday afternoon, just around lunchtime. That wouldn't be for Dad, that would be for Mom. This one, this mama deserves a beer.
I don't want to confess, but you know, I used to cut class when I was, I think, in elementary, and I remember.
In elementary school you cut class?
Yes. What's very nostalgic about coming here right now are seeing these. What do you call them? Banisters?
Yeah,
what do you call
the
them?
railing.
Banisters,
The
a railing?
railing, yeah.
Because it's exactly like how I remember with this wooden top here and this diamond design. You know, you see everywhere.
He's naughty. I can't believe he cut class in elementary school. This is that big Foot Locker that has the basketball court. So I know the boys need some new shoes. You want some new shoes, Kuya? Bunso, why do you look at the most expensive shoe? You don't know? You have good taste? This is the one that Rowan wanted.
Yeah.
9,000 pesos. You just sit here and let us bring you shoes and then you tell us what you like? Is that how it works? He thinks we're his personal shoppers.
I don't know if it's just me, but man, the prices of goods here in Philippines are so much more expensive.
Specifically Nikes.
Compared to the counterparts, in US.
Yeah.
This pair is $300.
I'm letting Mr. Nostalgia navigate us through this mall. He's trying to find the New Balance store, but I'm pretty sure he's going in the wrong direction. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I'm usually not. In all the vlogging tutorials that I've watched, I've learned that we have to share a story or a challenge of how we got to a place that we were trying to get to and the obstacles that came in the way of that. And currently, we're trying to find the New Balance store, and the obstacle that is coming in the way of that is my husband is navigating. So, did you find it?
So I think we're lost.
Yeah, I think it's that way. Brian, it said Glorieta for drop-off, which is that direction, not this direction.
We're lost. I know where we're going, but we're lost.
So you still don't know where we're going?
Right here? Right here?
I think it's over there. We're that way.
Okay, where we go? Can we go this way or that way?
I don't
Should we
know.
go this way?
Where is the New Balance store?
We were just coming out of here.
This
We
is-
walked out the street.
This is what I mean. Brian doesn't know how to get us anywhere. We just walked in a big circle. Excuse me, we're gonna have to bleep that.
No, but listen, I was trained in the Marines land nav. It's called land navigation and stuff.
No.
It does not involve like buildings and stuff. So only mountains
Land
and
navigation.
deserts.
We better find some shoes in here. I'm gonna be upset if we don't. Why is it so difficult to find you and Kuya's shoes here? They just don't either have your size or you don't like the style. She took the shoe and input it and it told her whether or not it was in stock. So she didn't have to go look for it. Ooh, that's a nice shoe, Bunso. Just about the coolest floor mural I've ever seen in my life. Look, Kuya finally found some shoes and they match Bunso. These are junior size. It's a juniors 5.5. Kuya Rusty just subscribed to us. Shout out. Do you want to give a shout out to somebody?
Yeah, my family.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to your family. Enrique.
They've also got this cool customization area over here where you can customize your own Adidas shirt. So we're really trying to keep Kaysen wearing the kid size shoes because they grabbed him a men's version of a similar style in the same size and it was like twice as much for the men's shoe. So we really need to try to keep him in the kid sizes as long as we can. Kuya, your foot can't grow anymore, okay? So I have to say it was really cool getting to meet up with Mike today and have our chat about Salamat Cookies and the whole bringing those Filipino flavors actually here to the Philippines and learning really about what his plans are for the future for the brand and for the company. So it was just amazing to be able to sit there and have that conversation with him.
I would love to bring Salamat Cookies
Okay.
babalik sa Pilipinas. You know, back to the Philippines.
One of the things that I really love was just learning about, the story of how Salamat Cookies first started, their very humble beginnings.
The first 25,000 cookies we baked were at home.
Starting out as literally a thank you cookie, a gift to people during COVID, and then what it's grown into now.
Like I was learning how to bake from my mom and handing cookies out as thank yous.
We are off to dinner. We did get a grab back to BGC. We were planning actually to hang out at the Makati Shangri-La and maybe grab a buffet there, but it didn't open until 6 and we were worried about the whole situation of getting back here. Shabu shabu, yeah, it's hot pot. Yeah. Kaysen said he wants to go try Bulgogi Brothers one day, but I don't know if Daddy can eat there because I don't think they have any seafoods. Finally! We've tried to come to this restaurant actually a couple of times, and it's been very busy. All the tables are already reserved ahead of time, so hopefully we're able to get in. We're second on the list today. So we finally got seated, but it's funny because one thing Brian and I were just talking about is here in the Philippines, in BGC specifically, we actually haven't found like that typical Chinese place like we would go to when we were back in California, where they have like the steam tables and the trays, and you get to like pick and point like beef and broccoli or noodles or rice. And
So we have found Panda Express, so that's probably the closest thing I would say to that kind of style.
Kason said not a paid sponsorship, but maybe we could change that. Cheers, dear. Okay, so we ended up filming our meal of everything we ate through Kason's Instagram. So if you want to see and hear the review of everything that we ate, make sure you go check out at Kason_eats on Instagram. We'll try and see if we can get it posted up here on YouTube Shorts eventually, but you never know when. So sooner rather than later, it's going to be on his Instagram. Here's the spread. Yes,
I want noodles.
I know you want noodles. Can we say goodnight to
Okay,
our
good night,
viewers?
bye.
What it is.
Yeah, what it is.
And salamat and ingat till next time. Let's get it.
Just in case if you can't hear me, this beauty is good. It's good. Throw it, fish. Throw it. Yeah? What? I was falling. I'm sorry. You're terrible. That was a test. I was just doing it. Look at this stupid tiny froggy boy. Oh, my stipple. No, it's gone. Kason, you're getting drunk.
You see how sweet the kids are? They're actually really, really sweet. But mostly when the camera's off. They're the sweetest when the camera's off, but whenever they're on.
Kason's hating me. What? He was. This is lies. I'm just tapping it out. You were choking me. You were choking me, Dad. Just hugging me. No, he's choking me. I was just.
Do you got it? Do you have me in the video?
By the time I get back
I never go anywhere without our bite block. We need a sponsorship. Help us out.
The people who created Slurp, please sponsor me. This is my favorite iced tea that I've ever had.